You're watching the morning show here on eTV. We would like to welcome Nedret Saidova, consulting astrologer, to speak to us about the upcoming astrological landscape. Now, astrology is quite an interesting field and for some, a pillar of guidance to what's to come. Amid the COVID-19 and the looming uncertainty it's created, many are turning to alternate avenues of guidance and prediction. As we head into the interview, please note that all opinions are those of Nedret Saidova and not the morning show. Nedret, good morning. Can you hear me?
Good morning, William. Lovely to see you again.
Good to see
I can hear you beautifully.
Right. So many people, Nedret, are seeking guidance in this uncertain time. What do the stars have to say about the year moving forward?
Right. So it's quite a loaded question, but I'll try to summarize it for the sake of the short span we have. So at this stage, for the next few months, really starting right now, there are several planets, as you know, the planets are the guiding tools for us, that appear to be turning backward in the sky. What that means, that's called retrogradation. And what that means is that in the areas that they represent, it is better to go back or go inward rather than initiate new things and finalize things. So specifically, this refers to the area of relationships. For the next 40 days, it's better to assess relationships rather than begin new things or make long-standing commitments. Likewise, with business arrangements, with plans for expansion, for anything that has to do with abundance, prosperity, growth, it's better to review things now. And refers to business plans and structures and systems, everything that has to do with the word every word that begins with the word letters RE. So redo, review, revisit, re-engineer, reassess, rebuild. And the same would be for the communication side of things, where communication, reading, writing is better to be internalized about gathering information within the next couple of months rather than starting things or initiating, for example, business projects or major partnerships out there.
Now, Nedret, I understand we have one lucky viewer who will be receiving a mini astrological reading. Let's take a look at the video.
Hi there, my name is Rolene Janches. COVID-19 has impacted my life quite a bit and forced me to change a lot of the plans that I had for myself. So what I would like to know is what lies ahead for me for the rest of 2020, both personally and professionally. My date of birth is the 10th of June, 1974. I was born at 10 p.m. in Boksburg, South Africa. Thank you.
So, Nedret, what's in the stars for Rolene, born 10th of June in 1974 at 10 p.m. right here in Johannesburg?
So for Rolene, this is a hard year. It's a taxing year. 2020 is affecting her more than other individuals in terms of the COVID environment, and here is why. One is because when it comes to her personal foundation and structures and systems, there was an event at the beginning of the year that affected her security. Within this year, she's also facing frustrations, maybe slow progress. It might feel a little bit like driving on fourth gear with the brakes on, or feeling like taking one step forward, two steps back.
Sure.
And this could be a concern for impatience or for her to feel frustrated or angry with situations, or facing conflicts within situations. Similarly, she's got a transit or a cycle that is not easy. It's hard in terms of lack of clarity, lack of focus, bringing self-doubt, confusion for her identity, sense of self. Maybe her own purpose is not that clear at the moment within the given circumstances. And to top it all, she's going through a period when she might feel very serious, melancholic. It's easy to give in to some melancholic or depressive thoughts at this stage. So it's very important that she utilizes her mind constructively creatively and uses this period to maybe upskill, learn new subject, or master new modalities. In other words, it's about channeling the mental intellectual activity into something that will bring her rewards later on, rather than succumbing to negativity and moods. It is this particular aspect is once in a lifetime, so the good news is it will never be happen again in the same shape or form. So it's almost like if she can endure this, she can endure just about anything in terms of mental, emotional material. And that's why it's a good time to use it for projects that will help her going forward. Then the good news is that really within the year 2021, there will be focus on career expansion. She's going to feel more visible, more prominent, ready to step out to the front door and say, hello, world. And there will be greater area of responsibility. So she might need to do more to do and work harder. However, the opportunity for recognition, appreciation, validation is much greater next year. And along with that, there may be some making or breaking of commitments which could be good for new promotion or new levels of employment going forward. And financially, it's a good year for her as well next year.
I'm pretty sure she will be very excited about that looming promotion in 2021. Now, Nedret, given this information, how do you suggest viewers use this landscape to better equip themselves to now accommodate for all this uncertainty brought on by the COVID-19 lockdown?
Right. So, because this is a hard time in terms of, again, our national and international institutions and organizations being tested, there is a lot of stress put on them in order to establish how strong they are. If they are robust, they will survive. If they are weak, bloated, over encumbered, and inefficient, they will crumble and they will need to be re-engineered. So this is a make or break time for many organizations and many institutions. It will have to come to addressing to living more simply, both in the business world as well as in our personal lives, to minimize consumption, to go back to basics, and to even it is just to be in contact with nature, and do provisions. But it's important to note that this is also a period for where there is a lot of power struggle in the area of finances. There's huge movements of money, and that's why it is there is now kind of reshuffling of resources in many ways. And on the shadow side, that could bring speculation. If, for example, there's prohibition on alcohol and cigarettes, that could mean that these are being sold at the black market for much higher prices. That opens a whole new shadow industry there. And this could be the negative expression of this. There is a lot of power struggles as well within international arena, economically, socio-economically, about who is going to predominate who is going to be knocked down by this virus, whose economy and psychological, the psyche of the nation will be destroyed by this or eliminated or affected by this virus, and who will be emerging stronger than this going forward. And then there is also struggle in terms of power struggle in terms of knowledge. Who has got the knowledge? Who can create the first vaccine to present it to the market and sell that out? So these are dynamics we work in. And to go back to your advice, it's really important that we all go to consider more sustainable present and a more sustainable future. We need to simplify our lives. We need to think of living in terms of with the cycles of nature, and more go to simple approaches like gardening and growing vegetables, thinking of how we can get nutrition and supplementation in natural ways, so that the artificial consumerism we've been nurturing so far for so many years and decades, which has taken us too far away from nature, has to be curtailed. So in that sense, the advice that you ask for is try and grow your own vegetables, be in contact, support the farming community. And then also, like I said, get in contact with your own natural inclinations, and so trust your own intuition. Cultivate time for activities that are self-nurturing, self-inspiring, self-uplifting. Take time off from news and media, except unless it's William talking on eTV, and and allow time for contemplation, meditation, and rest generally. So. I hope that answers the question on general advice. This year is going to be hard in terms of COVID, and there's potential for finding a solution towards the end of the year, early next year. But then the following year or two, there will be a lot to be rebuilt in terms of the economic situation. So we might be facing the repercussions now, but we can do it, and we need to stand strong from within going forward.
That's very important, and thank you for that message, Nedret. We just need to get through these COVID-19 times to see ourselves on the other side. Then from 2021 onwards, it will be smooth sailing with the theme of rebuilding. I think that's what I heard you say in the beginning. Thanks for your time.
Great pleasure, William. Always lovely chatting to you.
Lovely chatting to you. That's Nedret Saidova here on The Morning Show. She is an astrologer. We take a quick ad break, come back with more. Stay tuned.